first one, which was really good, which was a very good episode. My uncle says that that's his favorite episode.
Yeah, everyone tells me that they love that episode. Just like how the way you opened up and everything, and you know. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
I know, you pulled up and you just... didn't give us the like, oh, can't talk about this, can't talk about that. It's just, let's go.
Whatever.
The story
whatever.
took
I mean, we could still talk about whatever. Just
yeah,
just go.
I love the style. So today we have, you already know who this is.
Returning guest.
Returning guest. First returning guest.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. First returning guest.
First returning guest. You may know her on Instagram as the Blue Collar Barbie. We'll put her handle in
Handles
there.
on, yeah, and everything.
But we know her as Lindsay, right?
Lindsay.
That's me.
So, what have you been doing? Let's start off that way. Let's talk about where we left off.
What was I doing last time we hung out?
I believe you had just gotten your certification. I think you were welding.
Was I still in school?
No, I think you just finished school.
I just finished school. Okay. So I finished school. I started working at a shop. Then I went to a different shop. And then I went to a bike shop. And for like the last almost year and a half, I was working at a bike shop. Yeah. Never thought I would work on bikes. But ended up there.
What were you doing as far as like, what was your job at the shop? What was the day to day?
I mean, I made like so many crash bars. I mean, a lot of tube bending, cutting parts out, making parts, welding crash bars, and then I had started building exhaust systems as well, stainless steel.
Also, you got your hands dirty in a lot of aspects of the fab world.
Yeah.
Going straight out of school, was it? Because I always talk to people about this too. Because when I first got out of high school, that was my gig. I was a fabricator. I worked, well, not a fabricator. I was a welder. I worked for a company that did overhauls on Coast Guard ships, and it was kind of funny making that transition from like welding in my grandpa's garage and welding in a weld booth to go into like, okay,
the real world,
yeah,
the workforce.
And then I'm green.
You're green. You're like, damn, I can't believe they let me do this shit.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I've had some of those moments. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I can't believe they're letting me. But yeah,
exactly. Because
that's how you learn, though.
I had my military ID, so I didn't need to like do any background check to get on base. It was just get on base, park here, and now we're walking on a ship, right? I'm like, okay, we're on a Coast Guard buoy tender.
What kind of welding were you doing?
I was doing we were doing
like
a lot.
Stick welding?
It was a lot of MIG and stick because I don't want to say the brand of machine, but they had a very nice. It had like a bendy head, so I was doing a lot of hatches for like the stairs.
Okay.
On these ships, these waterproof hatches, huge and heavy. Okay. And it was a lot of just like you're turning that machine to like its breaking point, like literally like hot welds, because not only did you have like just a regular inspector who came and looked at it, but you had the Coast Guard, the DC, who was come and look at it. And then you had who was over the DC, who was the chief of the ship, and then he would have to come look at it, whoever you were doing maintenance, and it was like a whole process. So they dye pin. I don't know if you ever did any. Okay, so testing. So we dye pin everything, and it was like where you spray like spray an agent around where you welded, and then after that you sprayed a developer, and then underneath they'd get in there with the light, and then that's where they could see where your penetrations were at. Gotcha. So it was a lot of just like big, heavy. That's what I did. I did hatchets and scuttles for, I think when I started, I did it for about a year. And what ended up making me leave was because I got a freaking piece of wire from a wire wheel stuck in my eye. Here was what was crazy about that. I had goggles on and I had a hood. So I don't know how it got in my eye. But I had to go to
Did you have to go to the doctor?
I had to go to the doctor.
Did they drill it out?
No, I went to the ER first, right? And the ER doctor's like, oh yeah, it was something stuck in there. I flushed it out. You're fine.
They just flushed. Okay, listen to this. I got a piece of metal stuck in my eye. Not only did I go to I waited a couple of days because I was like, oh, it's probably just an eyelash, whatever. I'm getting them redone next week anyway. and then I was like, this is not going away. And I was like walking around like this for like a day and a half, and I was like, I'm going to the doctor. So I finally went, and he was like, yeah, there's a piece of metal in there, and it's started rusting in there. And it's like, if you don't get it taken care of quickly, it will rust and like really fuck up your eye. Yeah. So he was like, I can't get it out, so we're going to have to drill it out. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, drill it out. So he put these like drops in my eye, and I'm like, you can't close your eyes, obviously. Yeah. I'm just like watching this thing go straight towards my eyeball and literally drilled it out. And then I felt great. I was like, I guess that wasn't that bad, but don't do it again.
Because I went to the ER doctor. He said I was fine, flushed it. Yeah. Like you said, like
it came back. It was still in there.
He said, I'll write you to see a specialist just in case, but I got it out. So 3 days later. Started to rust, right? And I go to the specialist, and the guy's like, yeah, it's still in there. I could see it. And then the same thing, he's like, we're gonna have to drill it out. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we're gonna have to drill it out. So then they get a needle, and they jab you in the eye. Mm-hmm. They jab you in the eye to numb you. And then the fucked up part is no, they don't have like a thing where they fucking clamp your eye open. So the guy's like,
you gotta hold it?
Yeah, you gotta keep your eye open. They're like, don't close your eye. And you're like, okay.
And homie's like, whatever you do, don't blink. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then you're listening, dude, and then the drill's going, choo, choo, choo.
Yeah, and the worst part is that it smells. It smells like burning flesh. It's not flesh. I don't even know what that is, but it smells like whatever flesh-like it.
It's a fucked up feeling.
Yeah, don't do it.
That was the day when I was like, I don't know if I want to do this forever, right?
I mean, that'll, yeah.
I mean, but it's crazy though. Like you said, you had goggles and you had your hood on, so I don't know how the fuck that would happen. That was a
sign that I wasn't meant to do that. It was, and that work was crazy. It was insane. Literally, it was like the first day I showed up. I don't want to tell people. I tell my nephew, like, you don't know what being tired is, bro. Because I was like literally 7 a.m. to like freaking 10 o'clock at night, go back home, come back again at 7 a.m, 10 o'clock at night, because it's a contract. Yeah. And they're trying to, the more days that boat is there and it doesn't get shipped out, then that's money that you're losing as a contractor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Met a lot of boys from Maine. That's when I like got that little bit of culture shock, because I had never like, talked to people like that from like, an area where coming from, the city. I grew up here in, Wilmington, Harbor City, South Bay my whole life. Talking to dudes who were like, because I mean, we grew up fishing and shooting. Those dudes who grew up fishing and shooting. Fuck no. Like that. Yeah, my snowmobile. I'm like, oh yeah, I've never seen snow before. Never seen snow? But definitely, that world is just, it's crazy. It's I don't know where we were going.
It's hard work. It's hard work.
Yeah, sure. It's not easy work. What it is I think the thing I did like about it, though, and I'm sure you could relate to it, is the fact that you're using your brain a little bit more than the average person. Like when you start, fitting and, when you're making the crash bars or you're making bars or whatever you're making for that bike, whatever you're fabbing, you're doing it off the bike, not on the bike. So, you got to make sure your measurements are right and make sure your cuts and your bends are kind of right?
I mean, especially for tube bending, your measurements really matter. But yeah, I mean, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once.
Cut once, yeah.
Well, exactly. I guess it's a bad example because you were kind of doing like just production work, right?
Yeah,
so
I was doing production work,
rolling out parts and stuff. But that's the beauty of being a welder, because now that you know the skill, you can hone that skill and take it to different places. I know where I was getting with this. Wow. It was a whole fucking different experience being in that. That's what I was going to ask you. Was it different being in the booth to being outside? Because that's when you're worried about. Now, if you're MIGing and you have gas, well, you're not in a fucking nice, pretty booth. The fucking air changes in that big-ass ship, or they turn on a fucking section of HVAC where you're doing hot work. Now your fucking shield's all fucked up because now the air's pulling your gas away from the well. It's getting shittier. Now you kind of gotta adjust and kind of compensate for that. And did you notice any of that?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm mainly a TIG welder, so that matters. That matters even more. Like when you get a gust of wind, you're getting porosity and you're fucked.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, at my last job, he had like a booth set up with all this like plastic, basically like surrounding it or whatever to like enclose you in. So a lot of places that like I like have TIG welded at or whatever are conscious of that, and so try to eliminate as much outside
the environment or whatever.
Yeah, because when you're TIG welding, even a little bit of wind can matter. When you're MIG welding, not so much. Like I just did a job recently. I just MIG welded a bunch of suspension parts, just a little side job, and it's like, you know, the garage right next to the open garage door, and there's a screen, but you know the wind comes right in sometimes. But as long as you're like up close and you're like going kind of hard, it's fine pretty much. But TIG welding, it's a lot more delicate.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah. No, I could see that. Well, I mean, especially because you're doing that indoors, I guess that's where you could control the environment a lot more.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, what you did and what I have done are very different.
Yeah. I didn't get to do, I wish I would have kind of got to do a little bit more of that kind of stuff, because I can't name where I worked, the other place that I worked.
What place?
For the rat. The rat that lives in Orange County.
Oh, I'm totally lost, but okay.
The big rat that lives in Orange County.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the one with the park in Anaheim.
Yeah, the rat that has a park.
The cartoon rat?
Cartoon rat? It's not a real rat. He's a cartoon.
It's a mouse, actually.
Oh, yeah, he's a mouse.
It's a fucking mouse, bro. What the fuck
He's
are we saying? I'm rat, bro.
He's a fucking rat.
No,
mouse. You don't know the mouse?
They say the man was a Nazi or
gosh.
something. I don't know, bro. The creator of that shit. So who knows? People know who I'm talking about.
Some might say it's the happiest place on earth.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
Holy
I
shit.
got it.
I had to work for
I
that.
haven't been there since I was probably like 12. So
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
same here.
Isn't that crazy that we live here? We never go.
But you know what it is? I fucking hate people.
So do
you know what
I.
mean? I fucking hate people, and just the fact
Okay,
of
wait, I shouldn't say that. That's a bad thing to say. I don't hate.
To all her fans out there,
I
she
mean-
doesn't hate you.
No, okay.
She just doesn't like to be around you.
Look,
Clip that.
As I have gotten older, I very much appreciate more the peace and quiet and my privacy.
Yeah.
And you know, I was telling you guys earlier, like, I am dying to kind of get out of California soon. Like, I want more space, more land. I just want to be around some, you know, cows, chickens, horses, have my own little barn, and do my own thing in there. Like, that's the dream.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some kids with my dude. Who knows?
Yeah, you know, you do get kind of fed up with going places here. I will say that, because
I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like how many events there are down here. Like in Southern California, it's like a mecca.
For anything and everything.
You know, classic cars. That's what I'm into. There's so many events and all that. However, like my family still lives here, so like I could move and come back and visit and still do that occasionally. Like I hate the politics here. Okay, I just too many people from. It's just turning California is turning to LA, the whole state.
Yeah.
And I'm not into it.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
We
know that.
Yeah.
This area used to be affordable.
Yeah, and
It's
now
not
it's
anymore.
like
Yeah.
shit. Like when I was looking for houses, I grew up in Compton, and I was like, you know, I want to stay in the area, right? And they're like, oh yeah, Compton's like upper middle class. I was like, what the fuck? Like, are you crazy? Like this shit don't look like upper middle class over here. Yeah, it's wild, but
I mean, I sold my house in Costa Mesa a couple months ago, and I bought a condo because.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are those gunshots?
Look, for what we paid to
They're
live
fireworks,
here, you
yeah.
would think like you should.
these are
do
not
shit like
fucking
that.
700,000 homes over here. You know what I mean? Like with that shit going on.
That's why you don't go to the happiest place on earth because you got them in your backyard.
It's way worse here.
Yeah. Oh, here 4th of July is insane.
Oh, I bet.
Insane.
You gotta.
It's
I
nuts.
recommend you come and experience it at least once, just to see what it's like.
Fucking insane.
I mean, Huntington is pretty gnarly 4th of July.
So my people though, they're very patriotic when it comes to the 4th of July.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, have you been to Huntington on the 4th of July though? It's like the Mecca 4th of July.
Oh, these
It
Come
could
here.
be, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what? I've never been there in that.
yeah,
during
so
that
we
time.
can't knock
So
it
we
out.
can't-
You know what I mean?
Because I don't feel safe leaving here. I wouldn't start driving around just to get out of here.
Yeah, right.
It's insane. People set up their own blockade. It's maniac.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All
Yeah.
right.
It's like it's the equivalent of somebody going ape shit on like Beach Boulevard.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason you should be doing shit on a major highway like that.
Like one year we were outside barbecuing and they were just popping fireworks and there's just so much ash everywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, we can't even fucking eat out
was
here.
bad.
Like we just
Wow.
went inside. I was like, fuck, dude.
It's like fuck. What's all this shit on the plates? Like,
yeah. Man, this shit's a little salty. Like fuck.
no, I feel you though. I should tweak what I think. Just getting to those events is crazy. When it takes,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
the commute is what kills me here. Because it's like you said, I love the fact that you could.
Every weekend there's something to do. Or
Tonight
something
you
going
could be
on
on freaking, Main Street Garden Grove, and then Saturday morning you could be at Donut Derelicts, and then, there's so many different, like, things. Like you said, like, even all day on Saturday, if you want to go chase car shows or whatever, you could.
Mhm.
You can go to Donut Derelicts, and then, what's the one right there? The outlets? They're
Oh,
halfway there.
the Cars and
Clemente?
Cars and Coffee
and
and San what is this?
Is this
San
San
Clemente?
I
No.
think so.
Is it?
I don't know. Somewhere.
I should
We
know.
got-
I go to
somewhere
it
the fuck
often
over there.
enough.
I know somewhere.
I just know how to get there.
But that's what I mean. Like, there's so many different things. It's just the freaking traffic, man.
The
Yeah.
traffic. And
If you
then-
work like when we used to work on like at 3:00 in the afternoon, like I wouldn't even feel comfortable going somewhere because you never know what the hell's gonna happen. The 4 or 5 hour freeway, man, that shit. You live by it, you die by it, because you could just zoom where you're going sometimes.
But I'll tell you what, also though, like where I live, because I live even closer to those events than
Mhm.
you do.
Yeah.
And like for me from my house in Huntington to get here took not even not less than 20 miles. It took me like almost an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
So for you to come to those events, like it's worse for you.
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
me, some of them are literally like down the street or around the corner for me. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. It's easy for me, but.
Yeah, like Donut Derelicts and what's the other one that's in the morning? The quarantine cruise. Like those are cool because you gotta leave early in the morning to get there. So I know I'm gonna get there. But then after that, it's like dicey. And
But
I'm
you
trying
gotta
to get
wake
back.
up at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, then not to mention my car only goes 55 miles an hour, so that's another issue. But yeah,
That's so funny. I'm doing a job on Monday, and I asked the guy, I was like, okay, what time do you want me to be there? He goes, how about 6 a.m.? And I'm like, ooh, really? He's like, well, what time do you normally start? And I'm like, I don't know, 9 o'clock. And then I'm thinking to myself, I get up at 5 a.m. on the weekend to go to these freaking car shows. Like, I should be able to get to a job that's paying me at
make
6
some
a.m.
money,
So I was
yeah.
like, I'll be there at 6.
Yeah,
Worry.
you know
I'll be
what?
there at 6.
it's amazing how that works. You don't think about it, like, I gotta go.
I'm like, I'm getting paid for this one, though. Like, just go.
Yeah, but you'll get up to go to 3 o'clock in the morning and go to Pomona, but
Right,
you won't-
right.
Oh hell, no!
But I won't wake up to go make money.
Yeah. That's really true.
How's Pearl?
She's good. She's good.
Any upgrades? Any truck grades? I think last time we talked to you, you had just gotten your interior put in.
Really? Because
Yeah.
that was recently.
Was that?
Was
You
it
sure
the
that?
interior? Something. Were you reinforcing something in there?
I don't know. I
Maybe
remember
I
she
had
was.
just done the rhino liner. But no. I just got all, like
Damn,
about
girl.
it
Damn,
was
girl,
like
you
a
barely
year
put the
ago
interior
now. I got all new TMI interior. So that's nice. I got Dakota digital gauges. I got
Can't go wrong.
I mean I built my own exhaust.
Oh, okay.
So that's rad. What else have I done? And I think I've done all that since the last time I was here.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing left to do really is kind of LS swap it, and then
Is that what you want to do?
I don't know. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
Probably, but I mean, my 350 is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it. But again, maybe I should sell it while there's nothing wrong with it.
there is that avenue.
But I don't know.
You'd sell it? Are you considering it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm considering it, but I don't have. Not right now. Not right. I need to like get a little bit more like financially like good before I like.
make decisions.
So,
like
I
that?
mean, I've put like in the last couple of years, I have put so much money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have had a ton of help, and I'm very grateful for all the help and all the sponsors that have helped me out with my truck, but I still have put a ton of money into it. So it's kind of like, now that it looks good, it drives good, I'm having no problems, like, let's just enjoy it for a minute.
Yeah, not have to worry about,
Found the
maybe I
recipe,
should
why
fix
not-
this.
Why would you tweak it?
Yeah. But I will say I'm getting, I don't know if bored is the right word, but I'm itching to do another build, kind of. Like I want more.
What would you do? Okay, so if you had the opportunity to pick up any kind of project car that you can get your hands on, what would you build next? If money wasn't an option. We like to have these conversations.
Okay, well,
money is option.
I mean, any like 50s, maybe 60s GMC truck.
Okay.
Any I would do. But recently I've been seeing this. Okay, it's this. There's these two pages on Instagram that I'm kind of obsessed with right now. One is 55 Sasquatch, and it's like this Bel Air, and it's all patina, but he has the huge fucking wheels, the suspension, and it's like totally off-roading and farm fresh fabrication. Same kind of thing. They look like Mad Max rides, and they're so badass, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that. But I want it pink, baby pink patina.
Baby pink patina.
Yeah.
You know what? And I've been looking at those cars lately. Like when you clear them, I don't know what it is. It's just I'm into them now. I used to not be like, I used to be totally against patina. I would be like, yeah, I don't know if I would be able to do that. But like when you clear them and they look wet all the time, and you can really see, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like the way that the paints and the patterns pop. It's like always having a filter on your car.
I feel like that's totally it
The
goes
opposite
against
of
it
what
goes
it's
against the
supposed
whole
to be.
No, because you're like
patina.
sealing it in. You're keeping it on the road because rust, man.
I mean,
But the
Surface
patina,
rust is cute, but
beyond the fact, I think patina, it's like an acquired taste. You know what I mean?
I guess.
That's me. It's like, I mean, I would rather have a fucking fresh fucking paint job on, my shit.
Well, it's just
But,
it's personal preference.
Of course,
like,
it's like anything, you know. But yeah, but I can see it. I can see why the attractiveness of it and everything. But for me, I'll be like, nah. I'd probably
I
take
just
that shit.
after having this truck and being so stressed out over the paint and having I drive my truck a lot, So there's a couple little dings here and there or whatever on it, and it's like it's noticeable too. Some of it.
Probably not for most people, but for you,
For me, it's noticeable.
fucking
So
notice
that's
it,
why
yeah.
I'm like, next thing is patina, because I don't want the stress.
Yeah.
I don't want the stress. I want to be able to fucking drive the shit out of it and not worry. And if it gets nicked a little bit, I'll be like, adds more care.
Yeah, it's part of the
But now, if someone nicked my truck, I'd be like,
the end of the world. That's why, like, I always tell people I hate getting new vehicles, because then it's like I don't want to have to care about it, like nicks or whatever. Especially like on my bikes and stuff, like with rocks and stuff. I was like, fuck, I got a fucking rock chip, and I'm like, whatever. But then it's like it's not whatever because it's just brand new. It's like fuck, that's why I hate getting new things. It's just me.
yeah. It's even worse when you do it yourself. When you fuck up.
mm-hmm.
I just
Yeah.
fucking that garage that you just pulled in. That's where Cresty lives now, but it's built for like a fucking Model T because it was built in the 20s, so that it's fucking narrow. You drive in there, you have to drive just right, so you have a little space on each side, right? I don't know why the fuck I had a pocket knife in my back pocket, and why the fuck I decided instead of walking with my front to the car, I'm gonna scoot with my back, right?
Oh no.
The edge of the clip of the pocket knife went into the fender and just, and I heard it and I stopped and I was like, that's not good.
You were fucking pissed.
Turned around, I was
mad at
pissed.
yourself.
I was like, oh my, I was sick to my stomach. I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. Into the fucking cut through the triple clear, cut through the paint. I was like, oh god.
It's the worst too because it's not just a little spot that you have to fix. You have to repaint the whole
thing.
panel.
Yeah, the fender's coming off. Yeah,
or
it's
the
like,
whole fender, yeah.
And that's what I did. I went outside, smoked, and I'm like, hey, you know what? That fender's just gonna have to come off. It's like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's done. It's done. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. I had some rock chips in it. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's a silver lining, but I didn't have to go and fucking Freddy Krueger the size of a
Yeah, right.
So, what advice do you have, getting out of school and being in the trade? What advice do you have to anybody out there, male or female? We'll start with that. Male or female? What do you have advice wise for getting your hands dirty after you get out of school? Maybe people are scared because they just went to school, but they're kind of afraid to go approach these shops and go work. Like,
I mean, if you get all the way through school, you shouldn't be afraid by that point. I mean, that's the hardest part, is getting through school. And I mean, I guess it's nerve-wracking going to shops and asking for jobs, but my advice is a little different depending on if you're a man or a woman. I mean, you just gotta go out ask, you know?
Yep.
I mean, for me, it was a lot of networking. I made a lot of friends, and, you know, I'm grateful for the connections and people that I know in the industry who have kind of helped me, you know, where they could or whatever, and, you know, like that. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have, just go.
Just fucking do it, you know? Just fucking go.
Find a shop that you like that does some shit that you want to do, and ask if you can work there.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, worst they can say is no.
Yeah. And then go to the next one. I did it a lot, trust me.
Yep.
I'm still doing it.
Yep. We all did it a lot too. That's why I told people it's just, you know, just going out there and, you know, some shop could say no, but then you can go somewhere else, and then that opens the door for something else, and you might not even want to work in that particular field and just.
Well, that's exactly what happened to me at my last job. Is I never even thought about working on bikes. It didn't even occur to me. And then I was looking for a job after, you know, I got laid off at one of the hot rod shops that I was working at. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine was like, would you ever consider working on bikes? And I was like, I don't know, like, well, like doing what? And I didn't even know that there was like a need for like, you know, crash bars or that kind of like production kind of welding in that industry or whatever. So I went to this shop thinking like I didn't really have any expectations, you know, I didn't really think it was going to even work out, but I went there and I saw the shop and the machines that they had, and I was like, this could be kind of cool, I guess. I mean, if not for anything, just an experience, whatever. Yeah. And I ended up being there for like a year and a half. I never thought I would be there that long, but I learned a lot there.
Yeah, I mean,
now I'll just take that and
take it on to the next.
Apply it somewhere else.
Yeah, to the next spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge industry because there's this one guy that we knew. I don't know if you ever heard of Impact Tech. He does crash bars he started with sport bikes. And when we met him, he was building them in his garage, in his mom's garage. And now he has this fucking huge-ass warehouse. He has these fucking robotic welders that fucking do that shit, and he doesn't even have to weld anymore. It's insane, bro.
You're gonna make steam come out of her ears.
I know, right?
It's gonna spin all the way around.
But
like, motherfuckers, take my job.
You guys are, no longer needed. But, I mean, it's just insane, like, how you wouldn't think, like, how something can be in demand, and you come up with an idea, and it just can fucking propel from there.
Yeah.
And, like I said with this guy, like, he was making shit in his fucking mom's garage, and now he's like fucking sending shit worldwide.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty neat. Never know. You might have an idea and make something out of it.
And I mean, and you know, doing that also like kind of made me realize like maybe the classic car industry or automotive industry in general isn't, you know, it kind of made me see like that's not the only place that I can weld or fabricate. And so now I'm kind of thinking like, well, what else can I do with the skills that I have? Do I even want to be, you know, building cars or bikes? Like, what else can I build? And, you know, just trying to figure out how I can still use my skills and have fun, be creative. And I'm kind of at an interesting, like, fork in the road, I guess, is like, I want to, you know, keep my TIG skills up and, you know, I love welding stainless steel and mild steel, but I also think that maybe I could do something different.
Yeah.
So,
but in the same
I mean, whatever I do, I want to weld. Yeah. I just don't know what the fuck I want to weld.
I was going to say that. So you would say that do you think you found exactly what you want to do, though? As far as
Absolutely
welding?
not.
No. Not like that. Not meaning like you're being open-minded to how you weld. But would you say that that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, weld?
I mean...
Or is it more of the create side?
I don't think that those are different things. I think you can... I want to weld and create. Mm-hmm. Like, weld what I create or create what I weld. Mm-hmm. I love welding, but the fact of the matter is also, like, I'll be 38 years old this year. Mm-hmm. I don't have kids yet, but, I'm also starting to think about what does my future look like, you know, like, because I can see myself welding and I plan on welding for a long time, like I'm not quitting or I'm not afraid of hard work still, but at what point will I need to or think about how I'm like, what if my body gives out or something, like, and I don't know, we're not there yet though, so like one step at a time.
Still getting through it, that's what I think.
I'm just welding shit now and that's it.
See, and that I think, but that's the good thing about welding, I would say, because you can, like, that's when I did it, I thought, fuck, I'm going to burn rod for the rest of my life. This is what I want to do. I loved it. I love getting dirty. But then, you start getting hurt and you start like, oh, shit, I don't
Yeah, know. Like, I'm having trouble turning my neck right now. Yeah. Because I was, like, MIG welding for 3 days straight and I hadn't MIG welded in, like, over a year and a half probably. And so now I'm like, like.
Yeah. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, but the cool thing about it is, like, if you wanted to, you can go be an inspector. Like, once it gets to that point where you can't burn rod anymore, I think
don't know about that.
You don't
want to be. You don't want to be that person.
I don't know.
You wouldn't want to be an inspector?
Probably not.
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, there's that.
Who knows? I'm not ruling anything out. To be honest, I cannot see the future that far ahead. All I know is I want to move out of California and I want to weld, and that's all that I know for sure right now.
Well, Texas pipelines.
Maybe. There is that, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
6G.
Yeah. I'm not ruling it out. We'll see.
Or fucking bridges, or what's that? The Union Pacific or some shit like that? Don't they?
Union Pacific, yeah, the railways do.
The railways and shit, they deal with the bridges and stuff.
It's kind of like what she says, though. It's like getting into, like, 250 is like, that's like, I don't know. I tried and I was like, yeah, I can weld, and I'm certified, 6G, I can weld. And they're like, well, that's cool, but do you have your LA City cert? No. Do you have a contractor that's willing to sponsor you? No. And it's like, okay, well, look at you, 20 years old. Yeah. What the fuck do you know? that was my, see, and that's, I think that's where, I don't want to compare it at all. Yeah. But I feel like Lindsay's situation and being young in the trade, very similar, because that was a lot of it. A lot of it was like I knew about it and I've been around it my whole life, but the fact that you see you as a little kid, even though I was 21 years old, you still look like a little kid. It's like 21 years old versus the guys who are doing this shit are like in their 40s, right? Yeah. Like, and then a lot of them are like, I don't even understand that part too. Like, they're like, they had to have started somehow, but that's all they want. They want these dudes who are like in their 40s, and I was just like, nah.
Yeah, it's hard though, because how are you supposed to get there unless someone gives you the chance? That's the thing.
It's like somebody has to give you a chance, and that's where it's like.
That's a lot of the thing that I face is like people willing to give me a chance, or, I mean, I don't think I'm a huge risk, but take a risk on me, or willing to train me, or grow with me or help me grow, whatever. Like everybody has to start somewhere. Yeah. And all these shops or, all these people are like, they always talk about, getting to that level or whatever, but how do you expect to get to that level if nobody's willing to really like help you or train you or take you on as even an apprentice or whatever? Like, you can go through all the schooling that you want. I mean, the only reason I went to fab school was so I could get that stupid piece of paper so that shops or employers would know that I was actually serious about doing this. Yeah. Because before that, nobody would would hire me. Nobody would even let me work in their shop for free because they were like, really? Like, they would just look me up and down once and be like, this is a joke, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I... So I had to go spend $30,000 just to prove to people I'm serious about this.
Yeah. That's what, when we were talking off camera and stuff, that's what tripped me out about that. Now that, cause I fucked up out there. I said, oh, now we can talk about happy shit, but still happy. But I mean, the thing is like that's like, see, we grow out of it kind of in a way, you know what I mean? But in the sense too is like, cause I remember that shit. I remember waking up at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I'm gonna go try these hotels. I'm gonna go try these hospitals just to be able to volunteer. Because that's the stupid thing with the city. It's like, if you don't, and now I think they even bumped it up, you have to work at a facility. Because when I took my test, when I was trying to take my test, you could volunteer. And even to get somebody to volunteer, was like, no, we don't do that. Or no, we can't do that. And then there's a little mafia that goes around too, and that's another.
Which I get their aspect, because it's like, well, we're gonna fucking invest time on this person, and they're not even gonna work with us, or they're a liability, or we don't have enough staff to help them out. I get it, you know what I mean? There's that aspect of it, but you know, there has to be, you know, some give and take, because not a lot of these people are gonna want to do this shit forever. Like welding, there's not like a plethora of fucking young people trying to do this shit.
Well, it's hard too, because like I'm not really that young. I'm gonna be 38 this year, and you know, I started doing this like when I was 34 or something. You know, like I started really late. So I've grown a lot, and I've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. However, I am at an age where it's like I have bills to pay.
Yeah.
So like I'm so down to learn anything anyone's willing to teach me, but I have to eat too, you know, like, and so there's been, you know, a couple of times where people like would offer me a job, but they're like, we can only pay you, you know, $20 an hour, and I'm like, how am I supposed to live off that? I understand, like you would be teaching me, but I also have all of these other skills, like, that I would be contributing, and I can't live off of that. So it's a hard spot to be in, but also that's just the automotive industry. So so far that I've done that at. Which is like, you know, like metal shaping. Like, I haven't done a ton of metal shaping, you know, like I'm mainly a welder. Like, I fabricate, I can make parts, you know, I can do tube bending, all that kind of stuff. But like metal shaping, you know, making door panels, stuff like that, bead rolling, all that kind of stuff, like I haven't done much of, because I've been doing this all day for, you know, 2 years now, pretty much. And it's like, it's hard because I want that experience, and I want to learn that, and I want to be good at that, but I have to be able to pay my bills. So it's like,
they think too, I think kind of just from the outside looking in, I think now you're kind of realizing that was the problem with me, because I was able to catch all these contractor jobs, but I was making just shit money because I was green, right? So it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't really see how this could kind of work, and I'm killing myself to make this, you know what I mean? So that's when I had to kind of went to the turning point. I was like, all right, well, I got to switch trades up, because this is cool and all.
Right.
But number one, like, I guess, see, you want to get out. I was still young. I didn't want to leave. So I was like, fuck, because the ship was finishing up. Like, all right, cool. Hey, get your shit ready. We're going to Pensacola. And I was like, I just got cleared with my eye. I don't want to go to Pensacola, dude. I don't, you know what I mean? And it was kind of like one of those things. It was like, well, shit, do I really want to do this shit for the rest of my life? Like, come home, like, dead tired, you know what I mean? Sleeping on the floor because I didn't want to take a shower, you know, rather than to sleep in the bed, because I knew I was just like, I got to get up and do this shit again. You know what I mean? And it got to the point where, like, you know, I grew up real quick in that era to know real quick. It's like, okay, maybe I don't want to do production, kind of like, you know, overhauling on this kind of thing. I love the weld. I love to, you know, create and build, but it's like, maybe this is not where I want to go. So I think you, even having the experience and kind of doing it, you know what you love. You love working on cars. You love that kind of aspect of it, but it's like you're saying.
I love cars, and I love that shop atmosphere.
but loving the atmosphere don't pay the bills.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's where I was like, well, loving the fucking pulling out this goddamn chiller and refabbing it out on the pier and then bringing it back in for fucking, like you said, $19 is like, okay, yeah, overtime, yeah, but that fucking, you can't live like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was kind of like, well, all right, well, I love this, but this isn't going to be like long term, you know what I mean? But it's like, kind of, that was where I had my foot in the door, and I was like, well, I don't want to really give too much time to something that I'm having second guesses on, kind of thing. But the good thing is, you're able to, like, if you're willing to leave and you're willing to make the move, you can make a lot of money doing that trade.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just like, now it's kind of like, okay, do
Yeah,
you want
like
to
I
do
said,
that?
I'm at a fork in the road now. I'm like, where am I gonna go with the skills that I have now, so that I can pay my bills?
Yeah.
Or where am I gonna move? Hopefully, I really want to go to Texas, but I don't know. For now, I'm just doing what I have to.
Hey, and that's life sometimes, Sometimes we get stuck in some spots and we got to figure out, and the last thing we should do is complain about it. Just get out there and get at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been one to just give up. And in fact, if you tell me I can't do something, I will keep going until I do do it, just to prove you wrong. Like, I do many things out of spite. It really propels me.
Hey man, anger's the best motivator, dude. That's when you get the longest runs at the gym, when you just had an argument, or you just hey, when you're on fire, when somebody tells you can't do something, that's when that switch turns like,
fuck you.
Fuck,
Yes. Watch this. Hold my beer.
Watch this motherfucker.
How do you think I get you to do half of the things I don't want to do at work, bro?
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. I don't think you can do it. Watch this.
You can't lift that panel by yourself, and I fall for it. I'm such an idiot, because I know I'm getting baited.
You know exactly what he's doing.
Move.
Yeah, we were working on that panel. I was like, I don't know, bro. I think we should just call it quits. No, I'm gonna get this shit.
I got that motherfucker.
In that voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking A.
Oh man, bro.
It's life though. That's life.
It's life. That's the trades
Fucking
too. You know what I mean?
Through, Lindsay, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's
I know.
nothing.
You don't need me to tell you that. I mean, I'm just like, who the fuck?
Yeah, I always figure it out. I use what I have to my advantage, and I don't know. Somehow I always get through shit.
No, I mean, and it's, I mean, a piece of paper, like you said, but I mean, it's the fact that you went, the people who do know what, Fab School's all about, like the fact that you went there and you did it and you were serious about it, that only helps you. It doesn't hurt you. And
I mean, so many people, because I was kind of in the car scene before I went to Fab School. So many people told me when I graduated, they were like, I really didn't think you were going to make it. I really didn't think you were going to do the whole thing. And I was like, well, thanks a lot, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like,
fuck you.
really, now I fucking see what you really think about me.
I thought I had you in my corner, man.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus. But, I don't know. It's also like, I was talking to you about this earlier, and I wasn't going to mention it, but I'm going to. Because being a woman doing this is very different.
Mm.
And I try not to whip out the woman card or whatever, because I think that's kind of a pussy move. But when you're trying to get a job and these shops are male dominated and they tell you, like, you're really talented, like, I've seen your work, like, you do really good work, but my wife would kill me.
Yeah.
Or my girlfriend wouldn't go for that. Or you'd be too much of a distraction. Like, I went and got the paper, dude. I fucking spent the money at Fab School just so you could tell me that.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I said, I was kind of beating around the bush about it too. So I was like, yeah, I know kind of, but the thing is, like I said, like, we get older, and the thing is, like I said, I'll say this shit too. Just because people are old doesn't mean they know what the fuck they're doing, because we deal with that shit every day at work, and it's frustrating, because you're like, so these are the motherfuckers you were passing on me? The motherfucker doesn't even know what a set of channel locks are. But you hired him when I was that fucking green fucking younger dude who wanted to fucking do this and knew what the... So that's where it's like, I get and I understand where you're coming from. The fact of the matter is, though, when you say, it's like, well, fuck, like, you're not complaining because it's true. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's the truth. Yeah. It's fucking, like, and there's no fucking changing that, you know what I mean? Unless you want to go get the fucking surgery, but I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's been a lot of times. I can't really even count how many times I've been told that. Like, and they try to be very delicate about it, and it's like, I know exactly what you're saying, you know, like. And there's nothing I can do about that one.
Yeah.
Like, I can't change this.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, they saying that kids
there's
can
no
change
changing
them.
that. There's no changing that. No.
I mean,
You know,
modern
you can be anything
Modern
you
medical.
want now.
You're really California now.
Yeah.
God.
Hey, we're not saying we would.
Yeah, hey, but they say, you know, be who you want to be, I
I'm
guess.
really happy with who I am.
Yeah, you know what?
That's why I don't go to the gym.
But
That's okay. No. Thank you.
but that is another reason too why I would like to move out of California and kind of have my own space. And you know, so many people have told me, like, you should start your own shop, and I'm like, I don't know the first thing about starting a shop or a business. And to be 100% honest, I'm not confident enough in myself. Like, I know how to do a lot of shit, and I can build a lot of shit on my own, but not enough to start my own business or shop, you know. But if I moved somewhere where I had more space, more time, you know, where the economy was a little bit different, like, maybe I could start doing some stuff and maybe not building, you know, cars per se, but maybe I do something like, you know, build furniture or gates, or like there's that one Instagram page, it's called like Relics or something, and they make some really fucking cool furniture out of like classic cars, like from the junkyard. Like they'll make like beds or TV stands or whatever from like a rear end or a tailgate, and like that shit's cool and creative.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing here in California that you can't really, even
if I wanted to do some like side work, like I have my own welder, but I don't have my own shop. I don't have space to even do that kind of side work.
Take your stuff and
I get a lot of people that ask me to do projects or make them something or work on something or fix, and I'm like, I would love to, but I don't have a place to do that at.
Yeah, and then the places that you can get space, sometimes you don't want. Like I have space here, but like it's just so sad. Like even so, I'm helping out my buddy. We do landscape, so we parked the truck here. Like we were just looking at the van today, and somebody tried to pry the door open. So that's where it's like, you know, the spots that you can get space, sometimes, like, you don't want to wake up in the morning, your fucking garage door's torn off the goddamn hinges and all your
shit is gone. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Like, I could build a badass shop, but then fucking what's to say, you know, I'm not here and somebody rips the fucking door open, plasma cutter, and all the shit's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, that's where you kind of, that's where California kind of, and guess what? They ain't going to do shit about it. They're going to come over here and...
They'll watch them take your shit.
Yeah, they're not gonna do shit about it, and your insurance won't cover it because it's fucking the deductible on your fucking homeowner's insurance doesn't cover that. You know what I mean? So it's like you're running a business at your own.
It's time to move. It's time to move.
Yeah, and it's crazy because a lot of people are actually considering it a lot. Like, you know, like they talk about how California was like the wild, wild west of like automotive and like, you know, businesses like that were leaving Texas coming here. And now it's like the reverse. They're leaving, a lot of businesses are leaving here to go to these other states because the economy is bad here. The minimum wage is outrageous now. Like, you know what I mean? You have these people that I'm not saying it's like not skillful work, but it kind of isn't, you know what I mean? And they're making like, what is it, like $24 an hour now? So a lot of these like smaller businesses can't afford to, you know, give people these jobs and stuff. So what happens? They leave or they close out. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the Commie California thing, but I probably would never leave, honestly.
Really?
I just like it here too much. It's just me of the fact of like I can ride my bike all year round. I can go to the beach. I can go to the mountains. I can go to the desert in the same day.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Do you though?
No, I do not. But I have that option.
I live literally down the street from the beach, and I think that I don't really know the last time I put my feet in the sand, to be quite honest. Like I look at it's nice to see the beach. I drive on PCH almost every day, so it's really nice to see it. You know, whatever. But I'd rather see a big open field of grass and cows. I know people.
Him, I don't know. I'm always fishing, so I so I can't. I don't think I'd be able to leave. I like the simple fact that I can get in my boat and it doesn't have to be the middle of December and you can go out and fish and still catch fish because it's just the weather's not completely shit. It does rain sometimes, but I just don't think I could do it. That's the only thing, and that's why I still live in the hood.
Oh man!
Believe me, those Texas houses look real nice when you're
they
looking
do,
at them.
right? When you're like, fuck, I could have got 2 of them out there.
Yeah, right?
It's like, damn, bro, that driveway. That's a fucking looks like a mini hospital,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
fuck yeah, it does. That's insane.
But then it's like, I know myself. That first little fucking kiss of heat, I'm fucking.
Oh yeah, that Texas.
You want me to go on the roof? Where?
Nah, I'm good. Yeah, but any.
Oh, how's the merch doing?
Yeah, the merch. Yeah,
are you still doing the merch?
I mean, yeah, it's on the website. I don't really ever advertise it, and it was just kind of like I started it and it did super well in the beginning, and then I just kind of lost interest in it. And I mean, I'm not a retailer. I did it because so many people were like, "You should make shirts. You should whatever." So I did. I made a website and put some shirts on it. You can go buy one if you want, but I don't
Buy a shirt.
Yeah, buy a couple.
I don't push it. I don't really care.
To the 40 people who watch this.
Yeah.
Buy a shirt.
And to my mom, please
Yeah.
buy a
Mom,
shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt, please.
You have my Apple.
My mom's gonna hit me up. Hey, I need money for this shirt. I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
I'll order it for you. No,
I'll
it's
order
cool.
for you.
I'll order
It's cool. Don't
myself.
worry.
No, but people who have shops or whatever and merchandise, whatever, it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole other job, and I was like, I'm not trying to take that on.
Yeah.
So it's there if you want to look at it. If you want to buy something, go for it. I'm not advertising it. I'm not pushing it. It's whatever.
You don't have to go drop off an order.
Yeah. That's the only good thing about it, actually, is that it's done automatically. They process. I have nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Then y'all pissed off. You ordered a fucking sticker.
I'm collecting money.
I'm gonna drive to UPS for this shit.
So
Oh shit,
it is what
man.
it is. I'm not a retailer. I never really wanted to be.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole different world too.
Yeah.
Totally is.
But still buy a shirt.
Yeah. Please, come on.
I didn't know. Never mind. You don't have to drive.
Any events or anything you got planned up in the future? Or?
Yeah, actually, the weekend of July 5th, 6th, and 7th, there's the Hand-Built Show.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into bikes, you should know about that. It's Revival Cycles.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about it.
Out of Austin, Texas. They are putting on a hand-built show for cars, trucks, bikes in downtown LA. Jay Leno is going to be there with some of his cars, whatever, and
one of his
me
millions.
and Pearl will be there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
sick.
so my truck will be in that show, and then this weekend K&N Filters is having a show at Anaheim Angel Stadium.
Okay.
So that should be pretty cool. And then the next biggest thing I think is Dino's, my favorite show of the whole year in Arizona. And me and my truck will be at the Auto Metal Direct booth.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Arizona,
So a lot
huh?
going on.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, Lindsay, for
Yeah, thanks
coming back
for
around.
asking me.
Whenever you land where you land, and we want updates, so just you're always welcome here.
Yeah,
You've always
for sure.
been so nice to us, and
Thanks.
you pull up to the hood at.
At 9 o'clock at night. I was like,
It's safe, I swear.
Yeah, we're good. We're totally good.
It's not that far to the 405.
I brought the daily. I didn't bring the
Yeah,
truck
no, I
this
was
time. I was like, it's dark.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Good.
I'm gonna park.
Yeah, good choice. But yeah, we definitely appreciate you, coming out and giving us your time, and we'll hopefully we'll get updates from you, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See where this goes.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Later.